This is your daily briefing and you're most welcome to it. Chelsea are for sale. Hans-Jörg Wyss, a Swiss billionaire worth a mere 4 billion, has apparently been offered the chance to buy the club. I and 3 other people received an offer on Tuesday to buy Chelsea from Abramovich. He says here to the Daily Mail, I have to wait 4 or 5 days now. Abramovich is currently asking far too much. You know, Chelsea owe him 2 billion, but Chelsea has no money. As of today, we don't know the exact selling price. It is understood that Abramovich is aiming to bring in as much as 4 billion from the transaction. However, unnamed financial experts have suggested that he may struggle to get more than 2 billion for his prize asset. A word of warning for those thinking they're going to get something on the cheap though. Abramovich did write in his club statement on Chelsea's website, the sale of the club will not be fast-tracked but will follow the due process. There's a lot of sneering and intonation going on surrounding this whole business with Chelsea, and I would suggest to tread perhaps a path of a more reasonable person. And the Mail Online in another article here, sale of Chelsea could benefit both Russians and Ukrainians. Roman Abramovich's new charity share net proceeds from 2 billion sell-off will be split with victims on either side of the conflict. And this is basically a piece designed to attack the oligarch, rightly or wrongly, because I had a conversation with some colleagues recently and it kind of hit a wall because I just asked, you know, what are these links with Putin? And is it likely that he's going to come out and say that he's staunchly supporting this war, this attack, and you know just how deep in bed with Putin is Roman? And nobody can give me an answer. All I get is this endless has links to. And I have to say, from a lot of left and right-wing newspapers, nobody really seems to care to do any digging. His daughter, I believe, has come out and spoken unfavourably, spoken against the attack by Russia. But beyond that, it's all just a supposition that Abramovich and his dirty rubles need to be removed from the country. And I take a slightly different view because I just want some information. I don't need to kick somebody else in this world. There's enough people kicking themselves. And the Mail Online continues using language such as this. The 55-year-old announced his intention to sell Chelsea on Wednesday after owning the club for 19 years in a statement that failed to denounce Vladimir Putin but suggested net gains would go to the Ukrainians. But according to the Times, a source close to the billionaire told the national boundaries will play no part in deciding who to help, despite Russia being the aggressor in a war that has appalled the world in its brutality, said the Times. I've got a question for you, and you don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to know. Everybody just wants to put up a yellow and blue thing on their avatar and virtue signal they're doing their bit. I just say, listen, if you want to give money to this, I think it's a great idea. There's going to be some people in real trouble. So yeah, donate away. But just be careful about the language you use. And as I say, what I want to know is, are any injured members of the Azov battalion going to benefit from any of the funds raised? Google's your friend. Abramovich apparently rejected a 2.2 billion offer 3 years ago from an American investor, but the Russian was not an active seller at that time, and he may have to accept a lower figure due to the lack of alternative bidders and the threat of government sanctions. I suggest that he is, unless evidence, which I'm quite happy to, I'm sure we're all happy to view, but unless evidence can be found that there's a bit more to it than just an accident of birth. Abramovich lives in Israel. He's not sat on a yacht moored off of the Russian coast drinking pina coladas. I just like some evidence before we tear this man's life apart. Call me old-fashioned, but is that so unreasonable? But on an upbeat note, you can always rely on them. THFC have tweeted the club will be conveying a message of peace ahead of kick-off on Monday's home match against Everton. Young people from Haringey Vox even, will perform one day, a song expressing hope that one day our world will stop fighting and embrace kindness and freedom. That's tremendous, and I just wonder is the message going to be delivered by people kneeling or wearing badges announcing their preferred pronouns? That's how I'd like it. You know, don't shoot me, but that's how I'd like it. On your knees and with pronouns in full view. That's how I'd like the world to be. Couple of transfer bits for you, but they're just children and they're not going to make an immediate impact. So I'm sure other channels are whooping Fabrizio Romano on CBS Sports, bless him. Spurs and Arsenal have scouted 21-year-old Torino right-back Wilfried Singo on countless occasions. Well, there you go, countless occasions. FC and Mundo Deportivo are saying that Josko Gvardiol is Tottenham's #1 goal next season, preferred over Botman and Pau Torres. Well, there you go. Don't worry about anything, folks. The cavalry is coming. These guys are going to turn it around. Mark my words. Okay, that's it. Everton on Monday. I will speak to you before then, but in the interim, good luck. Keep it on.